Peace and blessings, fam. In this lesson, we're going to be going into the Mkuki elbow, the straight elbow. Now, we understand in Yobè African martial art, we essentially have three types of physical movement. You can move on a straight line. So let's take punching. Normally, I'm showing you this in terms of footwork. I can punch on a straight line. I can punch on a curved line. Or I can rotate. Rotate is a type of physical movement where even if I punch on a straight line, guess what? I can rotate my fist down. I can rotate my fist up. There's different ways in which I can rotate my fist. If I'm punching on a curved line, I can rotate my fist horizontally, right? Where the thumb is out to the side. I can bring the thumb down or the thumb up. Rotation, straight line, curved line. Those are our three types of physical movement. So every technique is going to follow those same rules of movement. So with the elbow, it's going to be the same thing. I have a straight elbow that goes directly straight. Bam, right? It's a stabbing, jutting elbow that's spearing like a dagger forward towards our opponent. It's just going straight on a straight line towards the opponent, okay? Again, due to the factors of rotation, I can do this same technique rotated, right? Where I'm going here now. Or I can rotate and go here. This is still straight. I'm going on a straight line. Or I can rotate and go this way. This is still a straight line, even though it's going towards my rear. That's still Mkuki, right? It's going straight. It's not going, I'm not curving it up. I'm not bringing it down, right? Those kind of things. Or across, it's going straight. So just understand that you have rotation within each movement. Just as we learned the up elbow and the down elbow, or I like to also call it like a drop elbow, you can do those same techniques with rotation, right? And we learned the Kopesh elbow, which was going across. But I can go across here, or I can rotate and go across here with the elbow, right? I can go across this way with the elbow as well. So there's many ways to do it. My up elbow, I went up directly this way. But guess what? I can go up this way as well because that's just rotation, okay? Just by rotating in a different direction or rotating, right, going forward, that's all rotation from the shoulder. I can go up this way or I can go up this way. All right, it's very simple, okay? Just because the shoulder can rotate, it can circle. Okay, anyway, let's talk about this straight elbow. And then typically when I teach these kind of techniques, guys, I'm only going to show you like one variation of it. But I am teaching you hopefully principles in which you can develop your own variations of things based off the situation in which you need to use it. So if you understand, okay, I got an up elbow, but maybe in the situation I need an up elbow from here, okay? Intuitively, you need to know that you can do that without Brother Rob telling you, hey, you can do this as well, okay? All right, if you understand the principle, you should realize, oh, I can up elbow here. Any way the human body can move. You don't need me to teach you how you can move your body and the different ways in which you can move the body. If you understand straight line, curved line, and rotation, then you should understand the various ways in which you can move your body. So with this technique, my favorite way to do this is just to go straight, right? Just to go straight on that spear with this kind of rotation, as opposed to a side rotation or maybe going straight back. Again, I don't like to give him my back unless he's already there for some reason. He did a bear hug or he snuck up behind me, and then this makes sense in that situation. But anyway, for this case, I'm just going to go here. The reason is because hopefully my hands are already up, and boom, this just goes straight in. And it flows very well with the Eye of Ra, where we're defending right here, Eye of Ra, and shooting in, right? So I'm shooting it, bam, and that's that Mkuki. That's that straight elbow. I might finger to the eye, web hand to the throat, shoot in here. I might hand trap the arm, right? And then I'm gonna open up. I'm gonna open up with a hammer fist, open up with a chop. I've got my reverse collar tie. I can grab now. I'm doing headbutts, right? Bam, another elbow. Okay, you can get creative with it, right? As much as you want to. Use your imagination. That's what you guys are paid to do as African warriors, okay? So I'm here and I'm just going to shoot forward. Now, here's the key to make this work. The key to make this work is in your shoulder, right? So and I'm going to show you from this side, okay? If my shoulder's here, what I want to be able to do is extend the shoulder, right? So you see, and I'm going to show you from the arms extended, right? You see you can extend your shoulder like this, right? Okay, all right? It's weird, but this is the way the human body can move, right? I can just extend my shoulder. I will typically, in my fighting posture, fight with my shoulders already extended, okay? In other words, when I'm in my fighting posture, yeah, my shoulders are up, but they're also forward, right? Where I'm a little bit more forward because this actually makes your elbows stronger. When you take impact or you're blocking, it helps if your shoulders are forward. My shoulders are back, Sometimes I'll bring them back and up, right? Back it up, but it's still, I'm rolling them forward. I'm rolling them forward even if they're up. They're not up and back right here. They're not up and back because I'm just going to get blasted. So I'm rolling them forward even as they're up, right? Anyway, that's in your fighting posture, but you can do that in your shield. You can do that your Eye of Ra, your Scales of Ma'at. You can do that in your different hand positions, and of course in the elbows, and your straight elbows. But that's what's making that straight elbow so effective, is that you are literally shooting the shoulder with the rest of the body forward. Now this is using pushing energy as opposed to rotational energy. If you recall, we talked about using rotational energy, right? Where we push pivot and we snap and we whip across the JED, whip across the spinal cord by rotating quickly and explosively with some of the Kopesh style, the Mudiwada, the curve line elbows. In this case, we're literally just shooting forward, bam, bam, right? Shooting forward. I like to check the arm. I like the hand trap. I like to do this from the clinch wherever I am, bam, and shoot this forward, right? If I'm out here, bam, I'm shooting this forward. Anytime you're on the inside here, you're on that inside line with one hand. If this hand's on the outside, it doesn't matter. I can shoot this hand with the inside. If I'm over here, both on the inside, I can use either hand. That's typically how you're going to make this work effectively. If I'm up here at the head, boom, I can do this as well, boom. You know, any way you can get this elbow in, it's very effective, easy to do this, right? Maybe I just threw a shot here to his face. I just threw a shot, or I feinted a shot. Maybe I threw a feint, boom, and I came in with the elbow, right? Or boom, and I just did that. Because maybe he defended, he thought he was safe, and maybe the elbow cut right through his guard. Who knows? Maybe I pushed his head up here, especially if he's got a tight guard. Sometimes you can push their guard up, their hands up, bam, and then snake that elbow right in, and then you've got the other elbow beautifully, bam, bam, right? And you can just open them up with whatever you want. But because we understand Djembe, because we understand how to roll the arms and roll the hands, our punches, our strikes are that hapi, are that water, are that flow, the hapi, which was the Nile from ancient Kemet. That is the Nile River. The Hapi River is the Nile, right? That is the water. That is a flow in our strikes. So we're here, boom. We're shooting forward, boom. The other hand can do what it needs to do. Even simultaneously, I can hit to the eyes as I hit to the with the elbow, or hit to the throat, boom, as I hit with the elbow. You know, come with the hand trap, right, or a chop, right, as I hit with the elbow. Anything you want to do that makes sense, bam. Bam, right? I like to do simultaneous, strikes, okay? No one expects you to do that. No one expects you to, come up high and hit him at the elbow, or hit him in the arm and elbow, hit him in the arm and chop to the face, or palm strike. No one really expects that. They expect you to box them, right? Where you're throwing one punch at a time. That's what they expect. But if I can get used to bam, bam, and everything coming, be able to move two hands at once or two hands at different times, and that's a whole nother lesson, then, man, it's going to be very hard to stop you, okay? So anyway, this is a beautiful way to do this elbow, and that's all we're doing. So in this case, like I said, I'm just pushing, I'm going forward, right? Just like this, going forward. If you want, you can use more of that drop energy, because I am kind of sinking my weight here. I'm sinking my weight. I want it to be nice and rooted, planted. We call this sitting on your punches, or in this case, sitting on your elbows. You want to sit down on those strikes, right? That means put your weight into it, your body weight. Don't matter how heavy you are. I'm a really light guy, 150 bucks, right? 150 pounds, okay? $150, right? So, but I'm still going to sink as much of my weight in this strike as possible as I'm coming here. Boom, boom. And it's going directly on a straight line like so. Again, sternum is good. Solar plexus is good. Right between the chest, right around the nipple line. Right there. That's going to take the breath out of them. It's going to suck. Right above the gut. Okay. There's that sweet spot right there. Anywhere along the chest will oftentimes be good as well, because it's just not going to feel good to get hit in the chest, especially with elbow. Ouch. That sucks. But don't really do that in sparring. Okay. Save that for the street, for the self-defense, where you have to really defend yourself. And you sparring with this, obviously use elbow pads, be safe with your sparring partners, that kind of thing. Anyway, guys, that's the straight elbow, the Mkuki elbow, just spearing forward. Obviously, like I said, you got your variations off of this. If your hands happen to be here, boom, right, you have that. The guys happen to be to your side, boom, you have that. If you see your side, boom, you have that. If he's behind you, boom, you have that, right? And then you can go up with it if you need to. So again, but for the most part, if he's in front of me, I'm just shooting this forward. I'm not going to go sideways with it. I'm not going to go this way with it either. But again, those are the main variations off of this. There's more, obviously, but I'll leave it to you guys to come up with those and based off the situation that you may find yourself in. You know, just like I said, be creative, guys. All right, I'm not going to give you all the answers, but I'm teaching you the principles. So hopefully you can develop and find the answers for yourself.
The purpose of our organization is to start right here in Harlem, which has the largest concentration of people of African descent that exists anywhere on this earth. There are more Africans here in Harlem than exist in any city on the African continent, because that's what you and I are, Africans.